Ready to go live. Oh, no, we're live. All right, welcome to Jack Dodson's Racing Insider News. This week, let's see. Yeah, it says we're live. I don't know.
Yeah, it's counting.
Did you?
It's counting.
Yeah, we're good.
Okay.
All right. Little mishap there. Let's thank our marketing partners. Got to thank GAC, Great American Company. I thank Papa John's for our pizza. Our pizza every week. VA 811, call before you dig. Got to thank Todd Davis for Factory Canopies. I don't. Is Fluid Logic still a part of it?
Yes,
I think so.
yes.
Fluid Logic, and then what is it? Speed Connect, or what the heck was it?
Speed lock.
Speed Lock. Got to thank our buddies over at Tim Brown at Slinger Speed Company if you want to get your local t-shirt company. Black Acid Racing Apparel. Got to thank them for finally getting the suit for Chris.
Yes.
Chris is tickled to death. I know you've been putting a whipping on him.
I still got one more to go. But hey, you notice they got all their shirts and stuff this weekend.
Finally, yeah.
Yeah. So
Only a year in the making. Just joking on a year, but 6 months.
but hey. It was close to being one there.
They're real, and they all seem to be really happy with their shirts and their hats. They got 5 shirts and 5 hats, I think. Or I'm not sure. I can't remember. But finally, Hayden, whatever the heck name, what is it? JC Hayden finally come through. We had to twist some arms.
Twist them. If that's what you want to call it.
Tanya McAllister, I think Tanya McAllister at MPM Marketing. Bondurance Brothers Distillery. I think Langley Speedway for allowing us to make this our home. Because this is definitely our home now. We've been here. How many years has it been now, Jack?
We've been here.
Man.
6 years?
At least.
5 or 6 years.
We've
been doing the show for 10.
I think Terry and Chuck and Bill for allowing us to do that. Performance Plus Motor Oil, Safety Clean, Turn 2 Synthetics, Waltrip Pressure Washing Solutions. I see he's over there doing, I think he was doing, was it William and Mary's
He's
College?
Doing dorm areas over at William and Mary.
I wonder if he was trying to peek in the rooms.
I don't think there's anybody in those areas.
Look, I seen it looked like he had Nevaeh's dad helping him today. I seen him post something on Snapchat.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm. How to sell? I can't even. They can have that. I think Pepsi, Mountain Dew, Mosquito Joe's. Hit Mosquito Joe's up. The first month of service is 50% off, and that is not in Virginia Beach, Chesapeake. They're not on that side of the water. They are, but Mr. Mosquito Joe doesn't own that one, so it's only this side of the water up through Richmond, I think.
Yeah.
Southampton Motor Speedway. I think Sammy Gator Graphics, screen printing. Another t-shirt if you want to hit Sammy up. I got to thank Sammy. Sammy has done some graphic stuff for me, and I appreciate it. I just want to give an extra shout out to Sammy. If you need some graphic stuff, Sammy's the guy. Mean Dean Automotive with Grier and Associates, and they are in.
Oh yeah.
One of these days we're going to say Scott.
I'm surprised you remembered. I'd have been like, what we doing? RDS, I seen Robert walking around this weekend. I didn't get a chance to talk to him. Let me take that back. He wasn't walking around. He was wheeling around on a little knee scooter like I was for a while.
Yeah. 9-toe Robert.
Yeah, that's right. Mayhem Company. I guess we did have an announcement. No announcement now.
No, she won't be with us today, so that's a shame. But we'll see her. We'll see her soon.
I'm sure they'll be here this weekend. I didn't see. I've seen her, but I didn't talk to her this past weekend. with our Papa John's, hit Papa John's up, 25% off, Dotson25 at papajohns.com. Can't beat that, 25%. Fast Eddie's Barbecue. So you haven't had the opportunity to get the barbecue.
We keep saying Eddie.
This is
Where's the
week
barbecue?
number 7. But
I haven't. Where's it at? I haven't been
But-
done.
He brings it here.
he brings it to us.
Really?
Yes. But anyway, a little side note onto that, the 30th.
Oh, we got a date, huh?
Yeah.
All
So
right.
we're here on the 30th. That's some good stuff.
Yeah, you got to come early so you can get barbecue.
I'll make a note of that.
S&N Communications, thank them for coming on board at Charlotte. We signed them at Charlotte and appreciate them coming on board this year. What's up? What's up, Dennis? What's up, Nestor? Congratulations, man. Brandy, gotta give a shout out to Brandy.
Thank you. She likes my red hat.
And speaking of Eddie Clark, Sparky, I hope you're feeling good. Shout out to Sparky. Had surgery yesterday. His wife did say that was the quietest she ever seen him when they put the oxygen mask on him.
That'll shut you up. Believe me, I've had it done, so I know how that'll shut it up.
But hope everything went well and hopefully be back out here soon. But
Good run this weekend. Spark had a good run this
He's
weekend.
on
he did.
Yeah, he had a good run this weekend.
Yeah.
But he's not running this not racing this week.
No. But got to shout out to Brandy. Brandy did a little surprise thing for our photographers.
I wish I'd have been here, but she talked to me about that. I sent her something on it.
Yeah, and that way cool because like I'm sure Brandy remembers, and most of the guys here remembered in days when we didn't really have that many people that would. They come and took all those pictures for free and does them for us for free and donates their time on Saturday to do all that stuff. And most time before we would have to look them up and buy them and that kind of stuff. Big shout out to all of our photographers at Langley Speedway that donate, and way cool how thoughtful for Brandy to do that for me. I was thinking, I know I talked to Chris's dad that we hadn't had him on the show, and maybe we should have a
John Beckle.
John and Bill.
Yeah.
We've had Bill on here.
Yeah.
We
So I
did
said,
Bill.
John, we've had you. And he's like, nope. I'm like, oh, well, we'll have to make that happen.
Yep. we need to do
Thank
that.
them for doing all that they do at Langley Speedway.
And I've asked them, I said, look,
And just in case anybody doesn't know, the race this weekend is sold out.
Yeah. I have to watch on flip.
and
Right.
Thanks for the phone, Jack.
and on top of that, fact that it's sold out, the three of us, we ain't got no passes.
Stop blowing up my phone.
It's like, you're not the only one, man. It's
We
like,
ain't got no passes. I done been
we ain't
No pit passes, no tickets. I
we
can't
ain't
get
high
you in the
enough on the food chain for that.
Nope. I can't. I'm not putting you in the trunk of the car.
Right.
Nope.
we can't do all that.
Come next week.
Yeah.
It's the 27th.
Right. Yeah.
Plenty of room
Next week,
there.
maybe we can help somebody then.
Yeah.
But this
we'll
week,
talk then.
no.
Not this week.
They need to be together, like as a couple, Brandy. Or I'm just kidding.
Why does your mind go to stuff like that every single time?
I got a mind like Brandy. It's great. We're crazy.
And I don't think that's cool if you say you got a mind like Brandy's. I don't think that's
Dude, she's smarter than I am. I ain't going to that.
Brandy, you know, that's an insult. To say you have a brain like hers.
She's like, really? What's up, Brandy?
All right, for the news this week, before we get to the Adam Wellbrock Pit Road Roundup. Look at, I got that right again.
You got it right. You're on a roll.
All right, in the Cup Series,
Just
Ryan
the money.
Blaney got the win at Pocono.
And, you know, I think he's got to be a favorite for the championship.
Oh, yeah.
He's getting hot.
Yeah. No, most definitely. I can't imagine he's not going to be in the Final Four. If things keep, things can change. Last year at this time, I said Kyle Busch would have been in the top four going into the championship, and about this time they fell off the face of the earth and hasn't come back since.
That might be
And
in the
man,
bottom four right now.
Man, and you talking about somebody that's got the worst luck in NASCAR? I think he's got it.
You ain't kidding. I mean, it's pitiful to see what he's going through. In the Xfinity race, Cole Custer got the win. In the Truck Series, Corey Heim has the win, and it was sort of released today that Corey Heim will be back in the Tricon Garage truck for next season, and Riley Herbst will be going to 2311.
Oh, that is. For
That's
sure.
it's not. It hasn't.
That's what they're saying.
It hasn't been blown in, but everybody says that's where.
Well, he's got some sponsorship to take with him.
Yeah. So
I'm shocked that Corey's not going to at least move up
Me too, to be honest.
because he's doing well in Xfinity.
well, I guess it's just one of those things.
Well, it's money and what's available and what quality rides are available. You know.
All right, at South Boston, Peyton Sellers won both of the late model races over there, getting prepared for this weekend at the Hampton Heat.
He's pretty good over there.
yeah, you'd say that.
Florence, Cody Kelly got race number 1. Zach Miracle got race number 2 in the late models. Nashville, the Southern Super Series. Now here's my buddy Casey Roderick got the win. And they sure didn't like him too much winning that race.
No,
No, they,
well, he's kind of a smart ass.
well,
Maybe that's why
I
we
don't
like
think that had anything to do with it, but they brought him in, and I mean, they took his whole motor and laid it on the ground. Every piece of it was on the ground. So anyway, but he's still the winner. So anyway, Bowman Gray, the modifieds, Brandon Webb got the win. Our guest tonight, Keith Helton, won both races at Kingsport this weekend in the late models. Lonesome Pine in the Sportsman Series. Kyle Barnes got both wins in the Sportsman Series, and in the Pure Fours, Keith Helton got the win in that. So he's won 3 races this weekend in 2 different divisions.
Dang.
At Dominion this past weekend, Virginia Racer race number 1, Mike Gano got the win. Race number 2, Peyton Lee got the win. And in the Virginia Mods, Alan Marshall got the win. So let's go over here to Adam Wellbrock with his pit road roundup from here at Langley Speedway.
And there were some good racing this week.
We saw some good racing this weekend. Yep. We saw some.
How about that race with Riley and them up? Riley and Aiden Millette. One end down here, Riley was in front. Back here, Aiden was in front. So
With the Virginia Racers. Bandos, Landon Burbage won. He's pretty good everywhere, I hear.
yeah,
He has been, and you got to shout out to Riley Rondeau in that class.
Oh yeah.
She got a new chassis. Finally, she tore the chassis up. They just put a new chassis on it, and they have been fast ever since. Outside pole by just a little bit, and then, I mean, she was like tick faster, just a tick under every lap.
Yeah.
It was fun to watch. She was super excited. Dad was super excited. I was excited.
She gave him hell the whole race.
Yeah, I mean, she was right there.
If she puts that on the pole, I mean, I gotta think she wins it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she'll be fun to watch. Cody Carlton won in Legends. He's having a great year.
Yeah. So, well, I don't mean to keep
No, you're good.
bugging you on that or interrupting you on. That was the other one. Mason Fast Lane, Mason
Weekly.
Race Weekly. Man, I tell you what, had a good qualifying effort. Qualified 4th, I think it was. 5th.
Somewhere in there.
And yeah, I
Was
think it
running
5th.
second with a few to go.
And to tell you, I think he was faster than Cody. I think he
It
was just
looked like
kind of riding there, and then of course got roughed up in turn 3 and 4 in the last lap. But that's racing. But I think that's going to be putting a little memory bank, and there's going to be a little payback come later on at some point.
I mean, he's only 12.
Right.
Kids.
But I mean, Cody's helping him. Cody and that team is setting it up. They go over there once a week. I talked to his dad for a little bit, and he impressed me this weekend. He was fast.
He was in tears after the race.
Was he?
Yeah, poor kid. I felt so bad for him. He should be proud though.
100%.
Ryan Vincent won in Enduros, second win of the year. We had the ground pounders here this week.
Yeah, that was pretty neat.
Chris Hicks won in modifieds, Bubba Farmer and Sportsman. Shout out to our good buddy Chris Roberts. He had the top 5. He ran his first ground pounder race.
Yeah, I heard he was. I don't know which car he was in. I thought he was in the car that was winning because he went over the dude went through the ditch nearby over here on like lap 5 or 8 or whatever it was.
He was the black 57, the black and gray.
Okay.
Sportsman, I think. Let's see. Modifieds, Riley got his second win in a row. He's on fire in that division all of a sudden.
Yes, he is.
Points leaders catching fire. And save these 2 for last. Brett Burgess got his first U-Car win.
Yeah. It was so cool to see.
Yeah, they've had a tough year.
Well, that his uncle Brandon Wood raced Pro 6 with me for a little while, got hurt real bad and messed his back up, and then he's helping Brent. So it was good for the work to finally pay off and to get a win. And he's been fast the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, it'll be fun to watch. And Virginia Racers, Kyle Nestor
First win
got
this year.
it done by that much.
I mean, was that exciting
Couple
or
feet.
what?
That was a good race all the way. That's the only race I watched. Yeah, that was a good race all the way around.
It was great. Yeah, Riley and Aiden were putting on a show, and Jacob and Kyle were putting on a show.
Chris Roberts is watching.
Took the choose cone and I mean stuck it on the outside, and it stuck.
Yeah, I heard that his car was terrible the first half of the race, and then the second half it kind of just came in.
He started second. He lost a bunch of spots from like 8th or 9th, I think, is where he ended up. And then took the juice cone. And I mean, that was it, man. But it was, you could see it was just not any good. I mean, I don't know if he got stuck outside or what happened.
Well, the car seemed to do well on the outside.
Yeah.
For Nestor. I mean, it was super exciting to watch. I know Jacob had to have been, disheartened about, leading the whole thing and losing it there at the end. But man, those are the type of races you want to be involved in. Obviously, you want to be on the other side of the fence.
Yeah, he dominated. That's gonna hurt.
Right. I mean, he had. I don't think anybody had anything for him. So it kind of surprised me when Kyle got on the outside there and was barely nipped him at the flag stand here. And they got together a little bit. I thought they were going to wreck, and I'm like, oh, don't do that. But man, what an exciting race! It was great for the fans.
Fast Eddie's barbecue is on the 18th. He just said.
I forgot about that.
There you go.
But you know the thing about it is Fast Eddie ain't gave me no stickers yet. Then
go talk to Kyle.
And then he goes,
Right.
and then he goes off in the mountains and lets Keith Paquette have his hat and messed his hat all up. Now he wants me to get him another hat, and I ain't got no stickers yet.
Well, maybe if he brings some barbecue over.
Now if he brings some barbecue over, I'll give him a hat.
Jackson, that's the least I can do.
I mean, that's a good trade there. Kyle came from 10th place. Yeah, I don't know how far back. I didn't realize he was that far back.
Yeah, it was 8th, 9th, or 10th, somewhere in there. He started second before he had dropped like a rock, and I don't know if he gained any back, but he took the juice cone.
Okay, Randy, I'll go ahead and tell you right here and right now. Kyle Nestor was the driver of the week this week for the.
I mean, I thought I see him getting arrested when he's going out for stealing the race. Because he stole it.
He
Right?
stole
I mean, he stole it.
Yeah.
But hey,
I know Jacob will think that.
No, I mean, look, Jacob's got plenty of wins coming.
Oh, okay.
and he should have won this one by all means.
Yeah.
I expected Jacob to be a little, how can I say, a little more aggressive. I think he was very conservative. I'd say conservative. I think he was very respectful of Kyle.
He was.
And of course, look, I want to see Kyle here too. And last year they got in that wreck. I forget exactly what happened, and Kyle got their car tore up, and took them up until this year to be able to come back.
Yeah.
So we don't want to tear stuff up either. And also, too, they wanted to keep their car so they can have it here for this weekend. So they didn't want to tear their car up either.
Oh,
And getting into them, that just dawned on me. And so honestly, you could say that was smart racing for Jacob.
Yeah.
You got to finish to race another day.
And I wonder if that's what they were telling him on the radio. Hey, man, big picture next week.
And hard not to just go in there and door
Just
Kyle,
lean on
just
him a little bit.
because that would have slowed his momentum up, and he probably would have not been able to get by and nip him at the line there. And Kyle's got nothing to lose, right? For that first win, you're going to do whatever.
Oh yeah, he was.
Yeah.
I would have leaned on Jacob, but that's why we come here to watch it. It was, man, that was the exciting finish of this weekend to me.
Oh yeah,
And there was a bunch of good racing.
that division always delivers, man. These kids today are so great.
it was like Zach Beaver. Randy Beaver said that is the race of the night of the.
100%.
It usually is. 9 times out of 10, I think it is.
And all these young kids, man. And hell, all of them ain't, but they're all under 18.
Right.
You know what I mean?
But they race each other and they want to kill each other on the track. But then they come and they're hugging each other after the race and they're laughing about it. These kids they're hanging out all the time. It's so great to see it.
Yeah, throwing the football to each other.
Yeah. Because they're going to be racing each other for
Years.
20 years, 30 years.
Yeah. All right, there was an announcement made this week by a buddy of mine. Well, two of them, as a matter of fact.
You have friends?
Two of my friends, Chris Van Dyke and Buddy Isles, are going to team up for the rest of the season in the Cars Tour. I thought that was pretty cool.
Who's driving?
Buddy Isles.
Okay.
But the Buddy split with Mike Darn Racing.
The team.
Okay. I was going to say, because Buddy was driving for somebody else.
Yeah, he split with Mike Darn Racing, so he's going to go to Chris Van Dyke.
Well, he had no luck either. He had terrible luck here. Well, I forget what happened, but he had some terrible luck
Something
here.
blew up or he was involved in a wreck.
Yeah.
So anyway, they'll be. I think Buddy says he might be here this weekend.
To hang out. No,
Man,
no,
I don't know if he's racing or not.
Yeah, I haven't.
I didn't see his name come up on anything, but anyway.
I don't think he's on the list.
Anyway, some pretty big news coming out of NASCAR.
Sparky, glad you seem like you're doing well, Sparky. And yeah, Doug. We forgot about that. Doug, I don't know if Doug's still mad at Riley, but they had a little run in, and Riley got a flat, and it drug the sway bar off the car, and that's why he wasn't that good afterward. Yeah. I don't think we need to give opinions on that.
Yeah, let's let that one go.
Kyle said he's an old compared to them. How old are you, Kyle? Are you even 18? I think Riley's 16. Jacob, 15? And then how old is
Atlee's 15, Jacob's 15, Aiden's 14 and 15.
I mean,
Unbelievable. Can't drive a car, but they drive a race car.
Right?
right.
But all right, some more news come out of NASCAR.
17
Came out of NASCAR this week. JD Motorsports, Johnny Davis, his team filed for bankruptcy, and he laid off his employees.
Well, I think all of them, right? There was just part
There's
half of them.
a few of them still left. They might have a car in Indy this week, but it's doubtful that they will.
They filed for it in like April. It's been a while. They were operating under something. I don't know.
They were under the same thing that happened with Divine. They had somebody running the show.
Hasn't JD gone through this once or twice before?
Now that I know he had a problem with some sponsorship one time before, but I don't know if they got this far.
Yeah, I know. It seemed like there were some troubles before when they had the 4 cars.
Stop, Brandy. Somebody has to keep this thing going, okay?
I know.
Don't sit there and like Scott and talk all nice about Scott when he talks bad about you when you ain't around. So don't go there.
Brandy knows better than that.
Anyway.
I'm scared of her. I ain't talking bad about Brandy.
Alpha Prime bought all their points from the 4 car, so they have the points for the 4 car for this weekend.
One of their drivers is going to drive one of their cars. JD's drivers. I forget who it is.
Yeah, who drives for JD now?
They got so many of them that
Yeah.
are going in and out there. Garrett Smithley was one of the last ones that was over.
Yeah,
That's,
he's been there
that's the
forever.
one that's going over to Prime.
Ty Dillon is coming back to RCR for one race at Indianapolis this week.
Mm-hmm.
He's going to drive the 33 car.
Well, I seen they signed a sponsor. Is that like a full-time deal for next year?
I don't know. There's some
it's,
talk.
I mean, it kind of feels like that kind of announcement in a way. I mean, they didn't say that, but there's more there or something.
I'm sure of that. So that's some big news there for them. I mean, to have Ty Dillon back in the car.
Well, that
and then there's rumors floating around the garage down there. And another rumor that a friend of mine hit me to that I've seen a couple times, but I didn't think it. And it's very possible it's going to happen that Austin Dillon is going to be coming out of his car and going into management at RCR.
I don't think that would be a bad move, but I'd be surprised.
Never can tell with the way they're going.
They've got to do something. I mean, I don't know. I mean, look, they got rid of Andy Peachy, right?
Yep.
I mean, obviously they said he retired. We know what the truth is. He was let go of his duties, and he retired to be nice.
Yeah.
Let's be honest. But something's got to change over there. It's not working. It hasn't worked in a long time. Although when Kyle came over there last year, they won 3 races or 4 races out of the gate first. Yeah, I mean, I thought, man, this is maybe this is the resurgence. And they both teams ran well. And even the year before when they had what's his name there won a couple of races that's over at 23-11 now.
Reddick.
Yeah, Tyler Reddick. I thought they kind of turned the corner, but it's just they just cannot get anything going.
I wonder how long Kyle's going to stay.
I don't think he's going to be there long.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he's committed to next year, but
that's just the money thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Childress was pretty much you signed it, you're going to do it. I mean, look what he did with Kevin. He made Kevin stay there and run that last year, and they announced that a year or so early.
Yeah.
But where's Kyle going to go?
Right.
I mean, who's got a seat that's going to take him, is willing to pay him?
That's interesting. We'll see what happens.
Why are you over there smirking?
Well, I think there's a couple things that's lurking on the horizon for Kyle Busch down the road.
I don't know. I mean, he shot himself year before last, right? The only one that was willing to put up the money was Childress. And obviously, if they get their program turned around, he's not going to want to leave.
Yeah.
All right. Also, want to mention Dave Millard's golf tournament. This comes when I don't have the date right now.
I don't know off the top of my head.
But everybody needs to go find out when that tournament is. Go to the golf tournament.
I know it's on Friday.
Help support Davey Millard.
Yes, it helps him with some of those medical expenses and that kind of stuff, which he has a lot. So, I sponsored the hole. So you can also sponsor a hole. They'll have more than one hole sponsor. So sponsor a hole, get a team, do something. Every little bit helps.
Yeah, that's good. Next week on the show, we're going to have Debbie and Corey Millard here with us on the show next week. We're going to delve into something Scott, he talked to him about the head injuries and stuff like that in racing.
Well, I talked to Debbie. I've seen her. She had to come out of shop and she brought up some interesting, not say interesting, some very good information that I think will be good for all of us people that are involved in the sport. When you get a head injury and the things that, how can I say this, that you have to, let's say deal with, it's not a good word, but things that you'll have to go through, things that could be important for all of us out here that race, that if something were to happen to one of us, what does that put our family like, right? What does it put them through? And how can we make that a little bit easier and a little better? And Debbie has firsthand experience in this. And Debbie works at a bank, and there's some of these things that she didn't even think of that she's had to deal with and will continue to have to deal with the rest of their life. So she's got some really good tips to help all of us out here just in case something were to happen to us.
I think it's something that needs to be talked about. And I've heard a couple of people say that they'll be glad to hear what she has to say next week, and it'll be a big thing. All right. Also, this coming weekend is the Hampton Heat. I have no pass.
Right.
Adam has no pass.
I'm out.
Scott has no passes that I know of.
No.
So there will be no passes for the Hampton Heat this weekend.
Lowe has plenty of room though.
And what's the car count? Is it still 37?
I think it's 38.
38
already?
38 now, yeah.
Man, I mean, I think 36 last week they said, or 37 was the biggest, and 19 I think it was. So this is going to be the biggest
field
ever.
All right, sitting here looking on here, we've got. Let's go ahead and bring Scott and Zach Sprouse on here. You know these fellas
A little bit.
Okay, so you
Got a chance to see him. They'll be back in October.
What's up, guys? How you guys doing?
Good. How y'all doing? Good.
Good.
Thanks for having us on, guys.
Well, we appreciate you coming on. Now, I got to ask, the first question I've got to ask is, when I was here last week when you all were racing here, one of the people up here in the booth came over to me and said, hey, that guy Scott down there, they call him Racer X. So I want you to explain what Racer X is all about.
Inquiring minds want to.
Well, long story short, I grew up around Myrtle Beach Speedway down in South Carolina back when Dale Jr. was running and a bunch of those guys. And if you go back to Junior's appreciation tour, he and Tony Jr. told a story about anytime they needed a caution, Junior would come on the radio and say he was hungry, wanted a pizza. And there was a guy in the field that drove the Pizza Hut car, owned a couple of franchises down at the beach. And he'd pull over in turn 3, and Billy Hardy'd have to throw the caution, and Junior would get the caution he needed. So that guy's name on his roof rail was Racer X. So we just kind of, it's a little throwback to my heritage and my racing days from back in the late 90s, early 2000s.
So are you telling me, so are you telling me you're Racer X?
No, I am not the Racer X. That name will forever be left to those that know it. And but it's just paying homage to the past.
How much did we get per caution?
I believe it was a set of scuffed tires from the week before.
Hey, man, you got to do what you got to do.
Now, Zach, you're sitting there not saying anything. You can go ahead and tell us, is he Racer X?
He might not be the Racer X, but he's a Racer X.
All right, I'll let you go with that then.
We'll sneak it in later, see if they slip.
How did you guys get into this division you're in now?
We'll just ask Junior this weekend.
Yeah, well, if you can get close enough to it, yeah, you go ahead and answer. But how did y'all get into this mini cup cars or whatever you call them?
You can go on that one.
Well, back when I was in Myrtle Beach, I'd run anything with 4 wheels, and guy down there named Lazarus, he owned the Myrtle Beach Grand Prix and let me drive his mini cup car some, and so I knew about these cars from back in the day. And when COVID hit, we got Zach a racing sim, put him on iRacing, and he kind of showed some talent. And then I'd seen the mini cups run at Dominion a few times, over the years as we'd gone down there. And so we looked into getting a car. And well, long story short, 4 years later, here we are battling for a championship.
Is it hard, Zach, to race against your dad? I mean, you're both out there at the same time. Is it hard to race against him?
I don't know. Honestly, it feels like whenever I have a good day, he has a bad day. Whenever he has a bad day or he has a good day, I have a bad day. So we're kind of on we haven't really had a moment where I'm racing door to door with my dad yet. When that time comes, he's just another car on the track.
He was in the same zip code.
All right, now comes the $100,000 question here. You and him running side by side, or you're running behind him, or whatever. Would you dump him for the win?
I don't know if I'd dump him. There's other people I'd hit first, but I definitely give him at least a little bump. You got to at least go for it.
He'd take the air off my spoiler in a heartbeat.
I'll say a win is a win. It don't matter who I take it from.
That's right.
How much different is the mini cup cars? We had a thing here at one time that Scott tried to drive called the arena racers. How different are they than the arena racers, or do you know? I mean,
These are the same chassis.
Yeah, it's the same. Are y'all running a different motor, or are y'all holding the same motor?
I think they're a little bigger.
A little different rule package than the arena motors, but we still run the Honda GX390.
Okay. Y'all can build y'all's. Ours were sealed.
Well, we have to have all our motors checked by the series, and we have a very tight rule book on the motors. and they are sealed after they're teched.
Right. Yeah. But y'all can run like a stiff strut or a strut or a spring. Y'all can mix it up, right?
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's kind of I think everyone in the series right now runs full suspension on all four corners. I think it was last year or 2 years ago. We kind of there were some people who experimented with running like rigid, like basically just like bars in the back, kind of just old
Right.
school like rigid style. I think they were still running suspension in the front though.
No, they had to run all four corners.
Oh, okay. You guys are run all
solid,
four.
yeah.
So there were a few guys who experimented with it, but I think everyone in the series right now is on full suspension.
We quickly learned that while a lot of people say the old rigid cars were faster, that was a lot more motor back then. And having that suspension and being able to tune these cars and put a setup for a track like Langley or a track like Dominion or Shenandoah or South Boston is, the fast cars do come to the front.
Well, but let me ask too, because I'm a little knowledgeable in these things. How much do y'all concentrate, and how much does the series concentrate on safety? Because these things, let's face it, they can be very dangerous, right? If you're not down in the seat like you're supposed to be, it can. We've had a guy here that ran arena racing, but he got wrecked here at Langley and hit the wall and had to wear one of those halos for a long time. And luckily he's okay. But
since that accident, we've made a lot of improvements in safety. Every car has a full containment seat. We have a date range on our belts that everybody has to be within. I believe it's 7 years from DOM. We have full roll bar padding around the entire driver compartment area,
which is the entire car.
Pretty much. We now run we have a fire suppression system that points at the fuel cell and the motor. So we've made a lot of improvements in safety from over those arena car days, and we haven't, knock on wood, haven't had a serious accident in our series in a number of years.
Probably.
You've also not had Scott Allen out there too, so that's a big deal there. I mean,
Well, I mean, how tall are you guys? Because I mean, a decent sized guy or kind of a tall guy is sometimes kind of hard. I know we would cut our seats on the bottom and make them roll so that you could get scooted down, kind of keep your head under the halo bar.
Yeah, so I'm like 5'11", 5'10", 5'11" on a good day. We'll call it that.
Okay.
And so we've got our seat. I probably have it the most leaned back out of basically anyone. So I mean, we're like, my back is probably at like a 45, maybe 35 degree angle. And with a big old helmet on, it's difficult to get it to where the roof hatch will sit flush with the top with the rest of the body. But yeah, we're like straight up formula style, like an F1 car, leaned back in those things.
Yeah, I had to be used to it.
so I mean, it's got to be great for you, Scott, to be able to be out there and racing with him and having fun like that. I mean, that's got to be cool for you to see him race and be a part of that.
It is. We started this. It was just him racing, and then we bought another chassis and built it in the off season, and so then we had two cars, and we had a friend of ours that rented the car or did a driver development program for a year, and he's off running SCCA now in the spec Miatas, and so we had the second car laying around. I said, well, I don't want to let it go to waste, and we'd gotten some sponsorship dollars in, so I said, it's been 25 years since I've strapped into one of these things. Let's give it a go. And back when I ran these in Myrtle Beach, they were the rigid cars. It was more like a go-kart. Unlike the suspended cars we have now, and so it's taken me an adjustment period just to get used to what this car can and can't do.
Well, that's a lot of fun. Now, how many wins have you got this year, Zach?
So that was my first win this year. I'll call it maybe should have been 3 this year. We started off the year with second place finish at Dominion, or no, not at Dominion. It was at
No, we started off second.
second at Dominion,
Yep.
and then we finished second at Orange County. That race, I qualified on the pole and then threw it away in turn 3 of lap 1. Just missed the bottom and washed up and couldn't get back around Noah Matthews for the win. Had a pole at Dominion after that.
And we got rained out.
So that one I was a little mad about. We were flying that day. That was probably the fastest the car's ever been. I think that was the so 3 years or 2 years ago we implemented a new spoiler rule. So instead of having kind of just like a piece of metal that you can bend and flex and move and take off if you really wanted to, probably, we moved to a mandatory 3-inch spoiler at a 45-degree angle. And I think that day in qualifying, I set the spoiler rule track record at Dominion. So we were pretty quick that day, and it felt good to finally get it done last weekend. And hopefully this weekend at Dominion we can make it 2.
So how many has Dad won?
In the Virginia Mini Cup Series, we'll go with a goose egg.
So Zach, you're carrying the team, is what you're saying.
Only some days, only some weekends.
So if you're, if he's out there leading the race and you hear somebody say he needs a pizza, are you gonna pull off?
I am not going to pull a Racer X. I'm sure our series director, Mr. Orvine, is probably watching this right now. And if I do spin, it's because I ran out of talent like I did at Orange County and hit the wall. But, that was certainly not intentional. Zach needed a long run down there, and I certainly didn't want to mess up his flow.
So what tracks do y'all travel to?
So we go to
5 tracks.
I think it's 5 tracks this year. We went to Shenandoah, of course, Dominion Raceway down there at Langley, South Boston, and then Orange County Speedway down in North Carolina.
Okay, that's pretty good. That's a pretty good trip. Now, where are y'all from?
We're based in Stafford, Virginia. So, what is that, like 15 minutes south of Marine Base Quantico, 30 minutes north of Fredericksburg. So, like, right on the border of Nova is what a lot of people call it.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, that's pretty good. Now, do y'all have Zach? You got any sponsors you want to thank, or anybody that helps you out you want to thank?
Yeah, absolutely. So, our primary sponsor this year is Metadata Forensics. Patrick has come back for a 3rd year now, and he's been absolutely phenomenal to us. Comes to multiple races a year and he's just into it. You know what I mean? He's just one of those sponsors. He's just in it for the love of the game. I'd also like to thank Jabs Construction for sponsoring the Mini Cup Series. Tim is kind of a friend of ours from a while ago and decided to come on board as the title sponsor for the Mini Cups, and that's really cool. He's also done a lot. He's just like Patrick. He's just in it for the love of the game. He's super big race fan and thinks it's super cool to be in a title sponsor of any racing series. Additionally, I'd like to thank LTC Solutions, Nick's Heating and Cooling, Howling Dog EDC Knives, Racing Electronics, Enriquez Designs. He makes all my paint schemes, iRacing, Real Life, all of them. Oscar's awesome, makes super cool stuff. Virginia T-Shirt Company, I think they made this shirt, right?
Yep.
They made this shirt. They make all of our shirts.
And our hats.
And everything. Zoom's Motorsports merch. Chalu Performance, stickers and signs, Matthews Designs for our hero cars this year, Mechanics Wear, Spy Optics, OGO, Power Sports Wear, Southwest Speed, and Black Magic Springs.
I was going to say, damn, he got more sponsors than we got, Zach. You know, you got the damn Hendrick Motorsports and damn Mini Cup.
Takes an army.
All right, Race X, have you got any sponsors you want to thank?
Well, I got to thank Cowboy Jacks. They're the primary sponsor on my car, an associate sponsor. They were our first sponsor for the Zoom's Motorsports team. Of course, LTC Solutions. It's a company I work for. I'm a defense contractor by day and Racer X by night. Howling Dog EDC knife company. It's a friend of ours. They do a lot. They help us if we have parts and pieces we need 3D printed or some engineering stuff. They kind of help us and provide some support with that. Also got to thank Zach Spotter, Derek. He has a not to shout out another competitor to your show, Jack, but Rose 1 through 10 podcast. They cover everything from asphalt NASCAR all the way out to dirt track racing. And Derek spots for Zach on the weekends, and he's in the shop during the week helping us get the cars ready. Without him, we couldn't make it to the track every
I would
week.
say he hasn't come to one race in 3 years, and it did not go well. That was not a good weekend. So we told him after that he's never allowed to miss another one.
I don't blame you.
That's right. That's the best way to be. Well, guys, we appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. That's a big deal to have you on here. Congratulations on your win,
Yeah.
Zach, here at Langley.
I appreciate it.
Watching y'all guys race out there. That was pretty interesting. I really liked it. First time I've seen the mini cups here. So good luck to you, and hopefully see you again soon.
Yeah, well, we'll be back down there. I believe, as Adam said, we'll be back down there in October at the 28th for the Halloween race. Again, we're at Dominion Speedway this weekend, or Dominion Raceway this weekend, and looking forward to going out and
Going for a 1-2.
trying to have a 1-2 finish with the Zooms Motorsports team.
Well, I hope you get a 1-2, and I hope Zach doesn't have to wreck you, Scott, to get the win or whatever.
He's gonna have to catch me to wreck me.
But if I accidentally come up on a radio sometime when you're racing and I hear somebody say they want a pizza, I'll make sure Shane Snyder throws the caution real quick. Like,
Well, we've got our frequencies on our hero card, so you make sure you get one next time you see us. That way you can tune in to us.
all right, I'm gonna do that. I'm
All
gonna
right,
do it. All right, man. We appreciate it. Thank you for your time, and we'll get you back on real good again soon.
Yes, sir.
Absolutely. Thank you guys for having us. Appreciate
Thank
it.
you. Appreciate it, man.
Yep, y'all have a good one.
Yeah.
We don't have Pizza Hut. We have Papa John's. So it's probably just as good.
Yeah, I mean, it's got to be fun to race with your father, right? Or your
Oh,
father
gotta
being racing with your son.
To work on
Gotta
a
be
race car
fun.
during the week and go to the
Hang
racetrack.
out.
I'm sure it's great.
Yeah, absolutely.
It has its moments. Yeah.
And Jack did it. Jack raced with his brother. His brother used to whip him all the time.
That's a bullshit lie.
Yeah.
Don't start the war here again.
Y'all in a good place. I'll leave it alone.
Yeah, leave it alone for now. But yeah, that was fun to have your dad and me and him racing. There was some friction every now and then, but I like that.
I don't have time.
Remind me to tell you about that later.
Jack got all the good stuff. His brother didn't get all.
You was a lying man.
So Adam, you working this weekend?
I am. Yeah.
Are you excited? Are you nervous about
Yes.
this?
All of the above.
Are you?
I'll have from the start finish line up to turn 1, and Buck Bruce will be here. He'll have turn 4 to the start finish line. So 2 of us on pit road. Brian will be in the tower. I don't know if we're gonna have a special guest or not. It hasn't been confirmed yet. At least I don't know about. So
Postman's not coming.
I don't know. I don't know. I haven't heard.
I haven't heard
It
either.
would be great to have him,
Mhm.
obviously. But if he's busy, he's busy.
So you're when you say this half of pit road, is this just whatever cars are in that side, or is there when the race is going on? So how do you pick what you're going to talk about, right? I mean, from up here it's easy, right? From down there, I think it's a much more difficult of a job.
It is, yeah, because I don't have a screen. I can't see what Brian's talking about,
Right.
so I just kind of have to go off what he says.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'll let him kind of dictate what we're talking about. He'll pick something, or they'll show a car, and we'll be like, okay, we're gonna talk about this car. Okay, find that car. What's going on right now?
Mm-hmm.
And just kind of go off from there. If I see something going on, hey, this guy's passing this guy, I'll say something, and our director Justin will switch cameras, and we'll go to that.
Gotcha.
It's just really whatever's going on at the time, and let Brian direct. He's so good at saying.
We are very lucky to have Brian.
He's incredible, and it's so easy and fun to work with him. And like I said, he's a great director. kind of in his own right.
Mhm.
Okay, we're gonna talk about this guy. Or if we got a guest, hey man, what's going on with this? Okay, let's go to Adam. We'll talk about this.
Mhm.
And he just dictates traffic. And I mean, it's a pleasure and a privilege. And he's gonna show off this weekend, that's for sure.
Yeah. So then, do y'all have a plan? Are you guys doing something before the race? Do you go around? I see Brian going around and talking to different people. Do you do that too? Before race time,
Yeah.
or I guess maybe before qualifying. I guess.
Well, I'll try to get here early and walk with Brian. He'll walk kind of through the outside base. We always meet with
Okay.
Chuck.
Yeah, I seen you and him out and outside the pits last weekend.
Yeah, we'll walk through there. If people want to come up to us, they will. Sometimes we'll go up to a car if we have a question about something. Hey, what happened to your car last week? That kind of thing.
Mm.
Yeah, we meet with Chuck, and then we'll go down to the drivers' meeting and meet whoever's there. If they come and talk to us, that's great. We're just there to learn kind of whatever we can. Pick up some storylines here and there.
But would be for the people out there. Do you want people to come to you and say, "Hey, this is what happened," or whatever the case may be?
So yeah, so if it's like an incident or something happened in the race, we'll go to them. But if they had something they want us to talk about, they should come to us. We love talking to whoever we can. If you've got new sponsors, if you've got something going on in your family, come talk to us. We'd love to give whoever we can a shout out.
And I can appreciate that, right?
Yeah.
So I've been fortunate when I was racing, I would text everybody that I knew here, Brian, Buck, be like, "Hey, miles are coming in tonight. My sponsor, it's a miles night."
Yeah.
And they would mention them, or so. I would encourage everybody else, if you've got one of those things, or your sponsors coming or something, because Adam doesn't know, right? Unless I tell Adam. So tell these guys. But you guys want to help, right? Because what helps
It's our
them
job.
fun- right.
But yeah, it's really cool though. I haven't done it with Adam, but
I hope you haven't done it, but I'm.
see where his mind goes every damn time. I think you
Can't take him anywhere.
I'm gonna have to find
I
out.
have to straighten him out sometimes. And he'll be like, me and Scott are together. I'm like, oh, not like that. No, not like that.
You're the only one that would think about that. But anyway, Brian every week mentions us on the show every week. I mean,
Yeah, and thank you, Brian.
yeah, and I didn't even say anything to him this week because I was so busy. But he mentioned us. I heard him mention us on the show, and I mean, that was cool. And
Even I think he mentioned a couple times the week before Adam being on the show.
Yeah.
So-
He'll talk to me about it. Hey, what's going on this week? And I'll say something. It's cool to.
You don't do like me. Let me call Jack real quick. I don't really know.
Can't call Jack because he wasn't here this weekend.
Right. He was busy.
Yeah. That's okay.
we're not
You did
going
this weekend though, right?
yes,
Yep.
but we're not going to discuss about how busy I was this weekend and why. We're not going to discuss that.
No.
Brandon says he sure don't interrupt Adam.
This is why I like Brandy.
I thought she liked me. I mean, geez,
Jacob's going to run the Hampton Heat. I mean,
that's going to be cool to have. We got Riley in it, Aiden's in it.
Adley,
yeah.
a lot of young kids.
I mean, it's
first start, second start.
From a standpoint of learning, it's going to be good
Yes.
for those guys
Oh,
to
big
get in there and learn. I mean, you got guys like Peyton Sellers and Bobby McCarty and all these guys racing this race.
Some guy named Dale's going to be here.
Yeah, some up and comer
Yeah.
making his first start, so that'd be interesting.
That's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's gonna be fun. It's a big deal. He's coming. I know that. I got it.
Do you guys have a pick, a favorite? Who do you think?
I mean, I don't think you can look past Connor.
I'm with
The
you.
low hanging fruit. I mean, the guys won everything except this race last year. I mean, Brendan won it last year,
But I mean,
but I think Connor right now.
he's won every race, but the one, right? I mean, I don't know how you could bet against him right now.
I mean, he's winning everywhere. The car store goes almost.
He's. I mean, look at all the races. He's
I mean,
won.
just here in the last month,
He's
right?
won all
He has
of it.
been hot
He's won
since
a
he
bunch
won the
of
car store here.
Oh
He has been fired.
But he's won before that. He won a bunch of races at Hickory. He's gone down to Southern National and won a race. I mean, he's won races in a lot of places
Right,
this year.
with his car.
And then he comes here
Wins that.
and wins this race. He goes to South Boston and wins the first leg of the Triple
I mean,
Crown.
he's got to be
This is
Caraway probably should have won.
No, he should have won.
Yeah.
No, he should have won.
So I mean, yeah. I don't. Do we know what car he's bringing?
It's the 22.
It's the 22. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah.
This is
But I mean, they
Just
were
won with it.
right. So I mean, I think he's got to be the favorite. I think everybody has caught up to him some. I don't think he's quite as dominant as he was in the beginning of the year. I think he was just barely driving the car. I think Jack could have gotten the car and maybe won or been competitive. That's how
I don't
good the
know if I
car
let him
was.
drive this weekend, Jack. but-
I love how you put that. Even Jack could get in here. Right? I mean, that just come out of nowhere with that.
Well, you know, when things strike my head, they come out, Jack.
He ain't got. Ain't go say nothing.
Mhm.
And I don't know if you can count out Brendan.
No, I don't think you can. I mean, he's definitely got to be a favorite.
He's
He
had a
knows how to
couple
get
weeks.
around here.
It's been
They-
super fast lately, but he's hanging around.
They've been hit or miss a little bit. He has had some bad luck, but he still had some speed. He hasn't been slow,
Right.
and he hasn't had that dominant speed that he had last year.
Yeah.
And then you still can't. I can't believe Greg's not running the race. That was surprising. And when I seen the thing today,
I know Danny sat out last year because they weren't that good, but I thought Greg would want to run it this year. He's been really good. I'm surprised Carson's not running
But the thing about it is,
with.
he's going to be an Indy.
Oh, that's right, Xfinity.
He's going to
I was surprised too.
be Ricky Roberts. You know who Ricky Roberts is?
Yeah.
Okay. He says, tell him that you know what huddles.
Oh, here we go.
I thought we was buddies, Ricky.
So I got Ricky Roberts has just turned out to be my favorite man.
That's not hard to
Fan of the week, Ricky.
So next time I see Ricky Roberts, he's going to get a hat, a shirt, anything he wants.
He'll be on here every week.
Yeah.
We can do that if he would like.
Uh,
But anyway,
he's just a little. He has about the same size stature, but just a little shorter. You're right, Brandy.
he's just. What is that supposed to mean? Is that a good mark or a bad mark that she just put out there?
Well,
Brandy,
it come from Brandy, so let's be honest.
Brandy, I'm really upset at the fact that you done turned on me, and I thought we were close. That ain't gonna work.
Yo, just like this. But she's down here.
Anyway, all right, let's get Keith on here. Keith Helton from out at Kingsport.
No.
Get him on here.
What's up, Keith? How you doing, man?
Oh, doing all right, man. How about you guys?
We're
Good,
doing
good.
great.
Not as great as he's doing.
Man, you are winning. How many races have you won out there at Kingsport this year?
This year I think we're at 9 at Kingsport right now, and then we went to should have been a little bit better than that, but we've had some bad luck and got ran over a time or two and stuff like that. But all in all, man, it's been a great year. We picked up a win the other night at Lone Pine as well in the 4-cylinder car, just out of the blue.
Well, cool. I mean, that's pretty good to see you running all those places. But Kingsport has always been a Crest Van Dyke show in the late models. I'm glad to see. I'm nothing against Crest because Crest is a friend of mine, but nothing against that. But it's good to see you come out there and winning a bunch of races out
Y'all
there.
might not be friends after that comment.
Might not be.
I don't know who that is you're talking about. I've never heard of that guy.
Never heard of him?
Has he been to Kingsport? No, man. He killed it down there for years. And it's cool. I mean, it's awesome. I hate that he's not there anymore because, man, it'd be a lot of fun to race with him and be in equipment that's equal to what he had and all that, and with the people I'm surrounded with and all that. I think we'd be able to hang with him, put on a show and stuff like that. But it's awesome to see him grow his business and doing what they're doing and all that. And it's always good to see people progress throughout the ranks and grow businesses and so on and so forth.
Now, you're part of Chase Dixon's team, right?
Yes, sir.
So tell me how you worked it out. I mean, the two of y'all got together.
Well, they're, I guess the start of 23, I was driving for Jerry Lane in 22, and he, seat that I was filling, his son wanted it back and he wanted to run a little bit and ended up having to find somewhere to go. And Chris and Chase reached out to me and said, "Hey, we got a spot for you here if you're interested." And we went and talked about it and everything worked out. And man, it's been awesome. Like I don't know of any group that's having more fun than what we're having on a weekly basis at the racetrack. I mean, Chase, Dixon, Dave Roop, Ed, Michael, Jonathan, Chris, Chase's dad. I mean, man, we have a freaking blast. Like wherever we're at, it doesn't matter if we're winning, if we're losing. I mean, we can have a bad night, but we're still laughing, cutting up, having a great time at the racetrack and all that. And that's at the end of the day, at this point in life and all that stuff, man, that's what it's about. I mean, that's kind of the breaks up the everyday monotony and all that, and being able to get out there and have a lot of fun and do it with your friends. It makes it all better.
Yeah, Chase is he's a cool guy. I mean,
He's a little crazy too, ain't he?
No, not Chase. He's a good little guy. He's innocent. He don't do anything like that. He's not crazy at all.
How do you like him?
He's politically correct.
No, I mean, I see Chris popping up in the chat there talking about the pit parties every night and stuff. You never know, man. He's got hot dogs and boiled cabbage and everything, having all the pit parties you can have.
But you said it right, man. Even if you don't run good and you're having a lot of fun, that's fun, right? With your friends, you're having a good time. Obviously, you want to run well, or at least if you had good speed and something happens, you can at least say you had good speed in the car. That's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely, man. Every time that we've been at the racetrack this year, and honestly through 2023, I mean, we've been capable of winning the race wherever we're at. But I mean, obviously I'm super competitive in anything that I do. I mean, and I want to win, and I get butthurt if I don't win, I guess, and whatever. But as I've gotten older and stuff like that, it's gotten a lot easier to mask that and not let it bring you down, and just kind of see the bigger picture, and that you're putting your hard-earned money into doing this on a weekly basis. And man, it's not worth getting worked up over and all that stuff. I mean, don't get me wrong. There's times that it goes the other way, and you can get a little riled up and stuff like that. But in the grand scheme of things, man, it's fun to go hang out and have fun. And I mean, a lot of the guys we race with, I'm great friends with him, like Derek Lane. I mean, he and we race hard, and he's like a brother from another mother at this point. And I don't drive for Jerry anymore, his dad, but hey, we're still out there together. It's kind of like having a teammate, and we give each other a hard time. And if we're having fun in our pit, they're having fun in theirs. And it's a cool little family we got going on down there at Kingsport.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to get back down there to Kingsport. I fell in love with the place when I came down there, and I would love to come back and sit and watch some racing down there. And this time I don't have to worry about Crest winning all the time. So, man,
you better be careful you say that. He's liable to show up, and we might have to deal with him again. So you're welcome to come down there and hang out with us anytime you guys want to. Come on over.
All you got to do is have food, and he's there.
Hey, that's the benefit
of Chris got him there.
We got Texas Roadhouse as a sponsor on the team. We've always got plenty to eat and good food and stuff down there.
That's exactly right. I forgot all about that. Chase did tell me about the Texas Roadhouse stuff. So, yeah, I got to get down there now. I forgot about that.
You got
man, we'll take care of you. You won't leave hungry. You'll be all right.
But I mean, when I was down there, it was a great place. I mean, I enjoyed my whole time I was there, and I really liked the place, and I fell in love with it. But the thing about it is, you're winning all the late model races, and Canner's winning all the mod races.
Oh yeah, no, he's hard to beat in the Mod 4 for sure. And heck, we even the other night, JB Auto Works, one of my sponsors, they built a bunch of Crown Vics where they've started that class. And one of the guys came up and he's like, "Man, you want to run one of these?" I was like, "Man, I ain't never done it, but I'll try it." And we had the shot. We were going to win that one, and got cleaned out by a guy when I passed him on the outside, taking the lead. And I was about to be the first person in the world, I think, who's ever won like a Crown Vic race, a Pure 4 race, and a late model race in the same weekend.
Wow. That would be cool to do, though.
Oh yeah, man. At the end of the day, if it's got wheels and tires and steering wheel, I mean, man, it's a race car. Like it's all the same, and it's going to be fun. I mean, it doesn't matter if it's $100,000 late model or a $5,000 Pure 4 or a $1,500 Crown Vic. I mean, man, you can have just as much fun, and it's really cool. Like one thing that I said a lot, like back in the day when I was still running 4 cylinders and this and that, like I feel like you've got some of the greatest talent in those support classes. Like some of the best drivers you're ever going to see aren't going to be in a late model. They're not going to be in a modified. They're not going to be in a cup car. I mean, some of the best drivers that you'll ever see are in those lower divisions. And man, it's so cool to me to be fortunate enough to be able to be running late models and stuff like that and kind of showcase some of those guys, because like the fact we could dominate that stuff back then, and then we can still win now, and then drop them back down and run with those guys some and everything. It's cool to do that and drop back down and have fun and just kind of showcase those guys and see how good those guys are and stuff like that too.
So you just mainly run at Kingsport?
Yeah. So the Kingsport is a Friday night track, and with it's close to work and all that stuff. So like when we get done on Fridays or whatever, it's easy to bounce over and stuff like that. So we mostly run Kingsport, but we've kind of put ourselves in a position now with this national point deal that we're going to start traveling a little bit. We were originally this weekend, we were going to go to Hickory and try to take advantage of the Twins that we're having this week and try to get some more points where Kingsport's off, but does not look good weather-wise this weekend. So I'm not sure what we're going to do there as of now, but you'll probably see us at Hickory, maybe make a trip to South Boston and some of these other places. Chase and them were running at Lonesome Pine. They've just not really had the car count to make it make sense for me to transition my stuff from like the Kingsport setup and rules to Lonesome Pine rules and all that. But we're open to go wherever at this point. We're going to try to run some bigger races and stuff at the end of the year. I think we're going to try to hit Martinsville this year and some of that stuff as well.
I was getting ready to ask you if you were going to do the Martinsville race at the end of the year. I think it's
Yeah.
a good deal for you.
Yeah, man, I think it'd be awesome with the group that we've got that Chase and Chris have assembled there, man. I think we've got a shot to go up there and make the show and be competitive and show that we can run with all of them.
Does the concrete? Do you drive the concrete differently, or what's the big difference between the concrete and the asphalt?
Man, the biggest thing, like when it's the concrete just doesn't change as much, I guess, with temperature and stuff as asphalt does. A little bit more consistent and everything there. But the biggest thing, like when at Kingsport, they're on the Cobra tires now, which instead of Hoosiers. So that's kind of been it's a little bit of a transition when you go from one to the other, because the Cobra is more of it's like a driver's tire. Like you can't attack and qualify for 50 straight laps like what you can with a Hoosier. They've got less sidewall deflection, and heat is kind of the enemy with them versus just having overall grip forever with a Hoosier until it just falls off. But the Cobras will last multiple weeks. So, I mean, if you get two tires, like you're still going to be good. And even if you don't get your two tires every week, like you can still be competitive. You just don't have that fire off speed in mocked up and qualifying and stuff like that. But that's kind of the biggest difference between, like, right now, it's not necessarily the surface that's different. It's just literally just the tires are different. So that's something, like, a lot of these guys, if they've not got to be on a Cobra, there's a lot of people that'll talk trash about them and say this and that. They've never sat in one. So I think when someone gets on one, they'll enjoy it and think, man, it's a really fun tire, and it kind of equalizes a lot of stuff. But still yet though, I mean, there's nothing to be said about, like, going off in the corner on F45, because, like, I went to Lonesome Pine at the end of the year last year, and I felt like I was Superman because I could drive for miles into the corner. I was way blasting the corners and overdriving and everything else, trying to get back used to them. But surface wise though, man, really it's about the same. Just don't change as much.
Well, that's cool. I mean, I loved it, and I think seeing you win those races down there has got to be a big deal. And hey, I can't believe you're riding a 4-cylinder too. I mean, that's cool.
Oh yeah, man. Heck, it was that Chase was up there with one of the other CDM drivers the other night, and I was going up anyway, and I was like, heck, this thing's been sitting in the garage for a year, so I grabbed a little bit of weight because the rules are a little bit different. Went up there and we threw weight in it at the racetrack and put tires on it and started in the back. Didn't practice qualify or anything, and came from the back to the front. Got wrecked with about 5 to go, and came from dead last to winning the race in about 5 laps. So it was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you definitely got it dialed in down there, no doubt about that. So I guess I'm gonna have to start calling you now that Cress is gone. I might have to start calling you the king of Kingsport.
I don't know. That's it's a pretty big crown to wear right there. Because I mean, that dude, he dominated that place for years. But we'll do the best we can. Like keep cruising and try to get as many wins as we can with the car count we've got and stuff like that. Right now, we're just trying to get 16 cars, so we've got a full field for the NASCAR National Division I points and stuff. Because I mean, we're sitting 4th right now with that, and the more cars we get, the better off we are. And we'll start dropping some of those races that we had bad luck and stuff like that, and maybe make a push. And be hard to beat Connor, but maybe we can stay close and chase him down. You never know.
Never can tell. Well, Keith, I appreciate you spending some time with us tonight. Enjoyed talking with you, and hopefully we'll get to see you around sometime soon. And
Yes,
I'm gonna come looking for you when I come to Kingsport. I'm gonna try to make a trip down there soon.
Heck yeah, come see us, man. If you've not been there in the past couple of years, the new leadership there, man, they're doing a great job, and it's turned around a lot from where it was a couple of years ago, and it keeps getting better and better and growing. I think you'll have a good time and enjoy it.
All right, well, I'm gonna get down there sometime soon, I hope. All right, we'll talk to you again real soon, man.
Yes, sir. You guys have a great night.
You too.
See you,
Thank
bud.
you. Jake BOLLMAN, I just talked with him on here. He was going to be talking to us from the media center at Charlotte Motor Speedway, but the races are rained out at Charlotte tonight, and they've locked him out of the media center. So we're going to reschedule him for another date. So we'll get him on again. But that was a pretty good deal talking with him. I mean, he's doing.
He's the little king of Kingsport.
I don't know. They say he's pretty good. I'd like to see him and Crest getting the chance to run together and see how that works.
See how good he really is.
I might not have a friend in Crest or in my car. I keep talking about stuff like that.
Well, it'd be interesting though with Chris and who'd you say are teaming up for the Cars Tour?
Buddy House.
Buddy House. Yeah, I mean that'll be pretty good.
That's gonna be big. I mean, he's been running the Darn's car and
for both of them, you know.
But I think he might have a little better situation here with Crest.
Chris, yeah.
So I think it'll be good. All right, well, that's our show for tonight. We had a good one here tonight. I want to thank Scott and Zach Sprouse and
I thought there was something on me.
Keith Helton and Adam Wellbrock. We got Adam with us now. He's a good addition to everything we got going on because I mean
we need something to elevate.
I know
something.
we had Scott and it was really dragging. So we had to bring Adam on to bring our elevation up some. So
I mean, when you got two dummies, I mean, can't bring a third dummy.
speak for yourself now. I know what, like the guy said, I know what those pedals are for in the car.
We ain't talking about it, Ricky.
Anyway, all right, next week's show, I know we're going to have Corey Millard and Debbie Millard are going to be here to talk about head injuries and stuff like that and how it affects everybody. So that'll be a big thing. Hopefully, ERIN GOODMAN will be here to make an announcement for the Stars Super Stock Series. So, I may try to schedule BOLLMAN again next week just to see that he's doing the Legends racing at Charlotte Motor Speedway for summer shootout. So, I don't know. No, I probably won't get him because they're going to do 2 dual races next week. They're going to start at 12 o'clock and race all day next Tuesday. So,
Gotcha. Well, Hampton Heat this weekend.
we have no tickets.
No tickets.
No more tickets. No pit passes. No
Hey,
nothing.
we're even gonna get a
exactly, Brandy.
We're going to get it.
It doesn't take much to throw them on. He starts talking.
Yeah, Brandy, I know you're going to be here this weekend.
Yeah, she.
Yeah,
Well, I don't know. I hope she's got a ticket.
I'm sure she's on the team roster, right?
Yes, you are on a roll. Yeah, you're on a roll, all right. All right, you got that right.
She doesn't go in the pits. She's not allowed in.
Have you seen her?
Yeah, she was here giving out
No.
stuff. on Saturday.
No. I'm saying, have you seen her during qualifying and racing and stuff?
I don't know.
Well, you got to see it.
Just look up here in the stands.
We sit here. I can sit right there where I sit on most days when I'm here and see her come out down here when Jacob Derrick is qualified. And she comes out
She's
to the
worked a
fence.
10th or two.
Oh, she's out at the fence, and I'm telling you what, where I'm standing up here watching her, I'm not even worried about what he's doing. And
You wore out.
yeah, she's up there shaking her hand and doing all this number and everything. And she's into it.
She
So
says
you got to
no.
watch it.
She says no.
Yeah, right.
You need to get your phone and take a video.
There's video.
Well, there's videos of it, but matter of fact, I'll sit up here and tell everybody who's up here, look down here, Brandy.
Tell Brian next time.
Or what about when she thought she was videoing the flow racing and she was commentating and she was live.
Yeah.
But I love the commentary.
She's one of a kind. There ain't no doubt about it.
Gotta love her.
But I'm going to find her this weekend, one way or the other. We're going to straighten this little rift we got out here.
What time you coming Saturday? Well, hopefully the weather holds out.
I'm
Yeah.
gonna probably be here early,
I'll
sir.
be here in the morning, probably 11ish.
I'll
Gates
probably,
open.
I'll probably be here around that time too.
Rain or shine, I'm coming, baby. They gonna
Yeah,
keep me out of here.
I mean, I'm having flashbacks to what we did in 19 when we didn't start the race till 1 o'clock, 2:30 in the morning. I mean, it's got
big
to
that year too. God.
Yeah, that was the biggest field. It was 36 or 37 cars. So super excited about the race this weekend.
Yeah. If not, there's always Sunday.
I think Sunday's scattered thunderstorms.
Yeah, it's just they might be just as bad on Sundays.
I think I mean,
There's more of a chance to get in on Saturday night than there is
Yeah.
to get in on Sunday. So
either Saturday night or late or early Sunday morning, whatever you want to say.
anyway, we got a flyover going to happen this
How
year.
about that?
That's huge.
I mean, I forgot about that. How about that? I mean,
you got a flyover. You got
what?
You got Dale Earnhardt Jr. We're gonna bring some jets in here and have a flyover.
We
gonna-
go the house.
I mean,
This
has
is gonna be
any
like a
small
NASCAR.
racetrack ever done that? I don't
I don't know.
think so.
I don't think so.
I can't think of one.
I mean,
Only one is
know.
Richmond.
Eldora did. Eldora did it when they were doing the trucks up there.
Mhm.
And probably Knoxville when they do the truckers.
Yeah, but I mean,
That's
but
it.
you're talking a big series race, but I mean,
The
we're talking
ARCA doesn't even do it, I don't think.
No,
So yeah, this is huge.
car store. And I mean,
Car
that's
store
a
doesn't
pretty cool.
that's gonna be interesting. I mean, it's gonna
Big
be a lot of fun.
Mhm.
Thank you to Langley for that.
Yeah,
The Air
and
Force
then
Base.
like I said, put stands in yet, but I think there's some stands going to go in.
Porta potties got stands coming in.
Lot
Back
of-
the house, man.
A lot of stuff going this weekend.
Yeah.
Fingers crossed for good weather.
I'll be here Friday. I'm gonna come over here Friday and
I'll be here
hang around Friday and see what's going on. I'm gonna be over here unless it's raining. If it's
I
raining,
think
I
it's
won't.
gonna be dry Friday.
Yeah, I think
I think Friday's
Yeah.
gonna be mostly dry.
yeah.
I
there's
won't go
definitely-
At night, I think it might rain. But we can
and I-
practice in.
And I hope it does. I know, Bill and him were saying last week that we'll try to make this a lax weekend, and I hope it is. And they have a really good plan to make that happen. Everybody kind of getting a car tech on Friday, and just a few whoever comes in on Saturdays gets tech on Saturdays, and hopefully it's not that crazy, and it can be an enjoyable race. It's gonna be hot, drink-
Brandy's gonna be a bathroom attendant here this weekend.
All right, got it on payroll.
So I
Oh,
think that's,
she's working then.
yeah, we won't get to see her much. So she'll be in there.
Hopefully, she can watch the race from where she's at.
Maybe they put a TV in the bathroom while she's in there.
Or she's got a Team 88 headset on.
I bet it ain't got no mic.
She said, "No, I'm not." Anyway, all right. We appreciate you watching the show tonight. Please like and share our show, and we'll be back again next week. Scott, Adam, and myself will be here, and
Recap 200 laps.
yeah, we're gonna talk about
Yeah,
the Hampton Heat.
we'll have plenty to talk about.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big day.
Mhm.
All
And
right.
actually, I believe the Millards, I think they're coming to the Hampton Heat.
Well, there.
So I think I know the last time I talked, they were talking about coming for the Heat. They were going to bring Dave because they had brung Dave last month or so for I forget what race. It might have been a car store. Yeah, I think it was.
Cool.
All right.
Actually, they got a picture in Victor Lane with Connor because she Debbie works for Town Bank, which Town Bank is on Connor's car, and Dave and they got a
Well, that's cool.
Both of these cars.
And it'll be, that's cool to have that happen. And everybody come out and see Brandy Marshall as the bathroom attendant.
Tip her.
tip her good.
Give her a tip and make sure she,
Tell her, go, Jacob.
we'll see that Jacob sends a radio around for her to have in the bathroom. So. All right. We'll talk to you again real soon. See you next week.
All right, guys.